Problem number 2. We have a data file that looks like this. Let me see. That's the wrong place. Let me try that again. There we go. Board.txt. 20 rows, 20 columns, zeros or ones. We're supposed to convert the ones into trues, so there's going to be some trues, and here's some, and here's some, and here's some. So, and the zeros get turned into falses. So that's what we want to do here. So we're going to call read board. Let's go down here and let's write up read board. And let's go see what's getting passed in here. Just a two-dimensional array of booleans. And I'll call that board. Now it doesn't say anything about the size here. But I'm going to go in and get the board size. I'm going to declare a local variable here called size, and I'm going to call it board.get length, and I know it's square, so it doesn't matter if I get length 0 or if I get length 1. Length 0 is number of rows, length 1 is number of columns. And so then what I want to do is I want to read in, so I need a stream reader. We'll call it infile equals new stream reader, and I think it was called board. Did I spell that right? .txt. Okay. And then what I want to do is read in one line at a time. A line is a string called line, and then for I want to read in 20 lines. Okay, so this is a loop that will get executed 20 times if size is 20, which it is in this case. And then what I want to do is step across each column. And for each column, what I want to do is I want to pick off one character. Okay, so let's do another string variable. Let's call it ch for character equals. I better read in a line though before I start working across it. So line equals infile dot read line. Okay, now I've got a line, and my column variable right here is going to tell me which character I want to pick off. So it's going to be line dot substring starting at column, and I want a length of 1. Okay. Now there's only two possibilities. If the character is equal to a 1, then board at this row and this column is going to be equal to true. And actually I don't really need this other part because it gets initialized to false by default. And that will do it for me. That's it. It's not a bad idea when you're done to close it, although technically we don't have to on this particular problem. And I did have a helper program up here called showboard that is going to print everything out for me. This wouldn't be on the test, but it's nice to know if we got it right. You could also set a breakpoint, but we'll just do a quick so it's going to be a pair of for loops. Darn it. Let's go up here and do size. So then we can do less than size, r++, and then for column equals 0 or C equals 0. C is less than size, C++. And just to make it easy here, we're just going to do a write, console, write, board, R, C. Okay, now, that's going to put everything on one line. When I fall out of this inner loop, I want to do a console.writeLine. Okay, now let's run it and see what we get. And we're getting nothing. Okay, I undeleted too much stuff here. Okay, or uncommented too much stuff. Let's uncomment or comment this stuff. And now let's run it. And I don't know if we can resize this. No, we can't. It looks like we've got some trues here. I know we had some in that first row, I think. There's some in the first row. And there was a column over here somewhere, I thought, too. Cannot make the column wider. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back and just to make the output a little bit easier to read, if then I'm going to write out and I'm not going to do an F here. I'm just going to do like a hyphen because the T and the F look too much alike. This will make it a lot easier to see. Now let's go ahead and run it and see what we get. And if you remember what that original file looked like, we had some here, we had some here, and it is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So that takes care of problem number 2 on the practice test. Problem 3 will be in a separate video.